If you're looking for an awesome emergency power station for home backup, the Oupes 1800 watt portable power station may be just what you're looking for. Today we're going to take a look at this, try it out, and see how well it performs when we come back. All right, folks, welcome back. So this is really one of the better low-price, high-capacity, no-frills power stations out there. Oupes just makes good stuff. I have had the 600-watt one in service now for, well, since I reviewed it, probably about 1 or 2 years ago, and it is showing absolutely no signs of degradation on the battery, still charges up, still works great, and we've run it dead several times, so I know it's working very well. One of the cool things about this is the battery itself, okay? The battery in this power station uses a lithium iron phosphate chemistry, so it's good for 3,500 plus charges. That translates to about 10 years of everyday use. Now, if you're using this as an emergency backup, that's going to last a whole lot longer because it's intermittent power. You're not constantly draining it out, okay? So the battery pack is packed in there with an ABS PC coating. It's fire rated for UL94-VO. There are intelligent 3-speed cooling fans involved, and they're not very loud either. And there's, well, I guess you could say 5 ways to recharge it. They say 4 ways. From a wall outlet is 8 hours, okay? And that's one plug here. That is this accompanying power brick, okay? That's 8 hours right there. If you plug 2 of those bricks in, you can. One here and one here. That's 4 hours. So you can put dual power into this via solar and a power brick or power brick and power brick, and it will charge up in 4 hours. You can do 4 solar panels up to 400 watts in 4.5 hours. A car outlet's a little bit slower, about 15 hours. And your max solar input on this is 480 watts total. Okay, this does have advanced MPP technology in it, so this will be able to go a little bit higher on the PV charging rates. Has a max input, of course, the 480, like we said. It can be fully recharged in 4 hours with the solar panels. It can also be recharged 2 other ways, so that's very, very cool. You've got the 4 different ways to do this, really 5 if you consider putting a second power brick in there as a 5th way. Now, the MPP charge controller. For those that don't know, if you're buying a charge control for your home system or whatever, you want to look for MPP. That's maximum power point technology. It tracks the sun and the energy, and you'll transfer efficiently at a 15% higher rate with an MPP charge controller. Now, we talked a little bit about the battery inside here. I'm going to turn this on to show you. The battery management system in here has an overvoltage protection, overcurrent protection, overheat protection, and it will adjust the charging voltage and speed to suit your device needs. It is a pure sine wave inverter on your AC outlets, so you won't do any damage to your sensitive electronics. You can feel confident plugging laptops and small little technical items into this. Ham radio stuff would probably be fine on this. I wouldn't see why not. Now, we're going to go over quickly the outlets. I'm going to move you in a little bit so you can actually see the outlets up close and personal, and we're going to learn about those. All right, so we're over here on the side here. We have 3 of these pure sine wave outlets, okay? They're 120 volts, 1800 watts with a peak of 4,000 watts. So if your device kicks on with, say, 2,500 watts and then goes right back down to 1,800, you will be perfectly fine using these, okay? Those are 3 of those there with a peak of 4,000 watts, okay? Your general everyday usage is going to be your 1,800 watts on your AC port. You have 2 USB-C PD outlets over here, okay? One is 18 watt and one is 60 watts. You have 2 USB-A quick charge 3.0s here, right there and there, okay? Those are going to be 18 watts max. And you have 1 cigarette lighter adapter plug here, up top there, all right? Very easy to use, and that you'll still find a lot of items that are set up for that. And you'll also have the DC 5521 ports down at the bottom for a maximum of 10 amp power draw on that. That's where your ham radio stuff will probably plug in if you can find the barrel connectors, the 5521 barrel connectors. Very, very handy. The weight on the unit is not very heavy. It's only 33 pounds. So it packs a whole lot of power without a lot of weight. Now, it's not going to, obviously something you're going to be backpacking with. But as far as, you know, an emergency vehicle kit, as far as, say, you know, bugging out during a power outage, use in your home, especially in your home, this thing has enough power to power most anything in your home, okay? I want to go over the display a little bit quickly, if we can keep it on long enough, because it does time out. You have your round connector here, your round display here, which will show you how much of the battery is left. Of course, it's at 100%. You got your AC. It will show you how many hours it'll run for and what you're drawing. You got your DC over here. That's your carport, that, and it turns on all of these. And of course, your inputs are always available to input from there. So what we're going to do with this is test it out on some really high drain devices. Before I do that, I want to show you the back and the light. So let me swing this thing around and show you the light system. It actually has a decent amount of light coming out of it. All right, so I have you kind of at an angle here so I don't wipe out the camera. Your first push is going to be your 50% lumen output. Second push is going to be 100% lumen output. Third press is going to be SOS. And your fourth will, of course, turn it off. I think this is kind of handy. I always hate it when they put lights on the front of power stations because it blinds you while you're trying to plug stuff in. On the back, this is kind of handy. Let's say you have this in a closet. Your power's out. You need to go get it. And you're walking around the house with it. Well, you're obviously going to be facing outward. So there you go. You can see what you're doing while you're walking around with it. So very, very handy. Nice big Cobb LED light board here. Not a tiny little one, and it definitely puts out more than enough light. So let's test it out with some high drain devices and see how well it performs. We're going to do my usual, my stove and my blow dryer. Then I'm going to try it with a little portable 5,000 BTU unit, air conditioning unit, window unit, and then we're going to charge it back up with a solar panel, and I'll show you it charging with a solar panel and off the wall charger. So let's get started. All right, so we have our electric burner here, and this has probably been one of the most, I think I've used this to cook one thing. Mostly I use this to test power stations because it is very effective at doing that. So we're going to plug it in here and see what we can get off it. It is turned off now, I believe. Let's see. Yep, it's off. Okay, I'm going to turn it on here and see it climb up. And you'll probably hear the fans kick on. There you go. There's the fan icon. I can feel it getting warm. We're about 1,000 watts. Really nice. It does about 4 hours. That's better than a lot of other power stations that I've tried with this. I've gotten some that have only given me like 1 hour, half an hour. Now we're down to 2 hours. So once it's settled down, you're going to get about 2 hours at 1,000 watts with this. That's pretty darn impressive. Now it's down to 1, but still, that's pretty darn good. Now what I'd like to do is see if I can push this to the edge. I've got this all the way up on high. It didn't turn off, don't worry, it just times out. I've got this all the way up on high, and what I'm going to try to do is plug in my heat gun with this and see how well those two work together. So let's try that. All right, so I've turned the thing back on again, and I have my heat gun plugged in up top. We're going to put it on low and see what we can get for a combined drain out of this. All right, we're about 12, 13, 14. The only thing I wish they changed is the timeout on that. It drives me nuts. I keep thinking it's failing. So we got 1,300. Let's take it to high and see. I'm kind of scared. You'll probably handle it. There you go, 14, 15, 16. All right, we're at 2,000 and it's not kicking off yet, so I'm gonna put it back down. That's really impressive. Remember, this thing's only rated for 1,800 watts. I took it over 2,000 and it didn't immediately shut off. That's pretty impressive. So what I'd like to do with this now that we're running this stuff, is we're going to unplug this. I'm going to take it over on the other side of my my area here, and I'm going to plug in a wall unit. I have a wall air conditioning unit, and a window air conditioning unit, I'm sorry. And we're going to see how well that works with it, and will it kick the compressor on, because some of these are tricky. Some of the other ones I've tried in the past will kick the fans on, but it'll never kick the compressor on. So we're going to see if we get some cold air. Now, I know it's not installed in a window. It's not an optimal, air conditioning setup. It's just sitting there waiting for an emergency so I can put it in a window. But we're going to try it out and see how well it handles an AC unit. All right, so again, I understand this is not an optimal situation with the air conditioner. No, we're not going to run it like this. It just sits here in storage, waiting for an emergency if I need to put it in a window, if the power goes out. So, or our air conditioner dies on us, which has happened a few times. So I'm going to show you how this thing works here. I'm going to turn on the display again, okay? And the plug is working, it is on. We're going to turn on the power on the air conditioner here. Okay, it's on low, and let's put it on like 3, all right, there. Low speed, power on. Kicked it on, no problem, okay? Right now, let's move down to the power station. And let me zoom you in a little bit here, since you saw me hook it up. We're getting about 330, 330 something. That's on very low. Remember, we're not max cool yet. Now I'm going to try to kick on the compressor by going to max cool all the way up. Okay. Starting to feel cold air come out of it. Turn the fan speed up to high. And there it goes. The compressor just kicked on. I just heard it click. So that gives me, if you look at this, 3 hours at about 328 watts of air conditioning. Now, some people may feel, well, what big whoop is that? 3 hours of being cool. That's not that great. But you know what? In the desert, it's a matter of life and death. When we get hot out here, we get really hot. And it can be really, really dangerous. So I'm impressed with the fact that I got that 3 hours there to keep cool. And it's only at 96% with all the testing we've done, and I've drawn a lot of current off it. That's pretty darn cool. Let me feel the air again. Yep, that is ice cold air. No way to prove that to you, really, but it is cold air coming out. So I'm really impressed with it so far. It's just like a little beast. It just keeps putting out power, and you don't have to worry about it. So now we're at 95%. I'm going to let this run a little bit, see how low I can get it. I'm going to show you it being charged over on the table there with the AC and show you how that works. Then we're going to take it and put it on a 200-watt solar panel and see what we can get in. Now, the sun is shining today. Don't have too many clouds in the sky, so we probably will get a decent amount of power in from the solar panel. So let me let this run out a little bit, and I'll bring you back. All right, so this is the setup as I have it. It's all set up out front here. Just laying on that panel. It's about a 200-watt panel. We're going to show you in the back where I have the power station back there and see how well it works. Just to show you it's back here. Let me zoom in. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to block it from behind. I'm showing 103 watts coming in. Okay. The fan is running, but very, very quietly. Yeah, you can see it. I can kind of see it through the viewfinder. It's just really hard to pick up in the sunlight. There you go. So I'm showing 103, 107. There we go. 105. So that'll fluctuate up and down. Right now it is in optimal sunlight. We do have a few clouds in front of the sun right now, so doing a pretty good job. We're going to let this run for a little bit and see how far we can get it charged up. And I got to say, of all the power stations I've tried, this immediately took a solar charge. I plugged this thing in and it was 7 watts, 20 watts, 80 watts, 100 watts right away. It didn't give me any kind of latency or anything like that. So we're going to give it a little time here, see how we can get that 95 up a little bit, and then we're going to plug it into the wall power and see how that works. All right, so we are back inside, and in about 15 minutes, I got it up to 96%. That's pretty impressive. That was pretty decent. What we're going to try here is our AC charging. Now, what I'm going to do is I have the charger that came with this unit right here in front. Let me tilt you down so you can see what I'm doing, okay? I got that in there. We're going to put this in here, and we're going to see the watts in, and it will bump up slowly. It takes a little bit for it to come up. There we go, 186. And that's about what you're going to get, 186, 187 with one of these. Now, I have the other charger here from my 600-watt unit. I'm kind of interested to see if it'll work. I'm not sure it'll work. I hope it doesn't screw anything up, because it's not the same size, obviously. But let's try it and see what happens. Okay. It looks like it's restarting. Taking in all the charging power. It's at 142, 143. It might just be reading this charger first. Oh, wow, look at that. Yep, there we go. 330. There, so you can see it'll charge even faster, even if you have the 600-watt unit and you plug that in. So you're 307, 328. So you are almost at the max there, 400 charging. That's pretty darn good. So we're going to let this run for a bit. I do want to explain to you the screen a little bit. One of the things I love about this is for a basic unit, it really has a lot of information on its screen. I'm going to turn the AC off. For a basic unit, it really has a load of information on its screen. You have your runtime, your charge percentage, your charge bar. You have either how much power is coming in or out. You can put the AC back on. You can see the out, how many hours are left. Okay. You have all the displays for all the different things. If you charge the car, DC, USB, all that stuff's on, plus the AC. We're going to turn that off. So it gives you a ton of information, even tells you when the fan is running. It gives you a ton of information on the front of your device without having to wonder what's going on. Some of the less expensive units I've tried have kind of been a little funky with that. You know, they don't give you too much information. Oupes always gives you all the info you need right in front. Really impressed to see, look, it's gone up at 97 already. To see both of these little charging bricks, this from the 600, this from this unit, 600-watt unit, it's doing really well, 328. So we're going to let this run for a little bit, and I will finish up the video when we come back. I did want to mention one thing. If you are looking to get a panel to adapt to this, It uses these connectors here from the solar or a power bank. These are DC7909 connectors. You can find them online on Amazon. You can pick them up, and you can buy the adapter for the MC4 connector to the DC7909 connectors, and you can connect pretty much any solar panel to this. So that's a really, really cool feature. Anyway, let's let this run for a little bit, and I will come back and we will finish up the video. So while this finishes charging up, I did want to give you some information on the unit itself. 31 pounds. It's a 15 by 9 inches by 13 inches. All in all, pretty nice size. Not too heavy. When you first pick it up, you're going to be like, whoa, that's kind of heavy, because 31 pounds, you know, you're not used to lugging that around. But for a power station with this much power and this much stuff going on in it, I can't complain. We're already at 98 using these two chargers, so that's pretty darn cool. So again, we have a lithium iron phosphate battery. You're going to get more charges out of it, more life out of it. Okay, the multifunction LCD shows everything up there. There's no question about what goes on. You've got all these 10 different outputs, so you can charge 10 different devices at the same time. And you even have that awesome light in the back, that's one thing I do love. They put that big bar, and it's on the back of the power station where you can see what's going on if you're carrying it out of a room or something. So all in all, very impressed with the unit. You see it ran my air conditioner. It ran pretty much everything I threw at it. So definitely an impressive little unit. And for a great price. You will see the price down below if you click the link that I'm going to provide. And if there's any or all discount codes, that'll be down below too. Not sure on the discount codes. I will try for you. So if you see it down there, you'll see a discount code. If not, then it's an amazing price on it. Trust me. I've seen 1,800 watt units go for $1,000. This is below that. So you're definitely going to be impressed. So definitely check it out. So far, I'm very happy with it. It's a really good, no frills powerhouse of a power station. It just puts out the power. You don't have to worry about it. It just works. And that is one of the coolest features about this thing. It just does what it's supposed to do. And I think you're going to be really pleased with it. So that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, link will be down below. If I can get any discount codes, they'll be down below as well. But the link will be down below to pick this unit up. Okay. Below that will be our Amazon affiliate store. Remember, this won't be in the affiliate store. This is on my this is a deal off of Oupes itself. So you can check that out as well, and you can bookmark that link and shop using that link whenever you want. Really helps us out in the channel, bring you cool content, and no charge to you at all. It's absolutely free. So check it out. Most of the stuff that's in there is stuff I review on the channel. Below that are freeze-dried wholesaler link. That's a 15% saving just for clicking that link. If you click that link, go to the site, shop as you normally would. When you get ready to check out, you'll see my 15% discount there in the shopping cart already added. Our My Patriot Supply link, that's preparewithiridium.com. And don't forget, we also do Thrive Life. There's a lot of good offers this month on Thrive Life. Check them out down there as well. And our Money Metals Exchange link as well. If you're interested in getting started with a silver starter kit or gold and silver in general, Money Metals Exchange really has some good deals for you. I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.